Krásný dobrý den. Hello and welcome to my channel Czech by Zuzka. What's on today's program? It is one more preposition, and that is the preposition pro, which is one of the common Czech prepositions. As you will see, it's not as tricky as the other prepositions that I discussed in the past, but there are a couple of things that you need to be aware of. Let's get started. Jdeme na to. The preposition pro is often translated as for in English, and that is in the majority of the cases. And we are going to start with a few examples where it is indeed translated as for. Mám pro tebe knížku. I have a book for you, as a gift, for example. Pro tebe. What case do you think that is? It's the accusative case. And the good news is, pro is always followed by the accusative case. Vždycky. Jdeme dál, let's move on. Jdu pro Románka do školky. I'm going to pick up Románek from the kindergarten. A kid called Románek, Románek. Jdu pro Románka. You can see this is also the accusative. Románek, Románka. Dojdu pro pití. I'll go get drinks. I'll go for drinks. Uděláš to pro mě? Will you do this for me? Co bych pro tebe neudělal? Nebo co bych pro tebe neudělala? So this is like an exclamation. What wouldn't I do for you? It's when you want to say you're generous or you really appreciate that person and you want to say I would do anything for you, but we prefer to say it this way. What wouldn't I do for you? There's nothing I wouldn't do. Co bych pro tebe neudělala? Sometimes it can be even sarcastically said. Right, you ask me another favor? Co bych pro tebe neudělala? So keep in mind, pro is always followed by the accusative case, and the second thing to keep in mind is it is often translated as for. When you look at these sentences, it shows you pro often expresses an addressee towards who or for whom this is, or a direction where you are moving. Remember, the accusative case is often related to direction, that you're going somewhere. Mám pro tebe knížku. I have a book for you. You're the receiver. Jdu pro Románka. Again, I'm moving towards him. I'm gonna get him. Jdu pro pití. I'm going to get the drinks. Uděláš to pro mě. Will you do this for me? I am the receiver who wants to help. Co bych pro tebe neudělal? The same thing. Here are some more examples where pro can be translated as for. When you walk into a restaurant and you ask for a table, you say stůl pro dva, prosím. A table for two, or pro čtyři, for four. Again, we're talking about the addressee. This table is for two people. Čtyřlístek pro štěstí. A four-leaf clover for good luck. This would be more like a purpose, like what is the purpose of this four-leaf clover that somebody gives you or somebody found for good luck. Pro štěstí. And speaking of purpose, the following sentence is the perfect example for that. Čaj pro zdraví, a tea for good health. What is the purpose of drinking this tea? Pro zdraví, for good health. Čaj pro dobrou náladu, tea for a good mood. And remember, accusative everywhere. Udělejte něco pro své zdraví. Do something for your health. Also accusative. Pro své zdraví. Or udělejte něco pro sebe. Do something for yourself. Pro sebe. This is a helpful one too. Pro sebe. Dělám to pro sebe, ne pro tebe. I'm doing this for myself, not for you. Now, let's have a look at some sentences where pro is not translated as for. We have different options. Mít smysl pro humor, to have a sense of humor. Mít smysl pro rytmus, to have a sense of rhythm. In Czech we say smysl pro něco, and in English we say sense of something. And that's why it is commonly mistranslated by Czechs. Sometimes we could say sense for humor because we are translating directly from Czech and it's wrong. But now you might know where it's coming from. Přechod pro chodce. This is a collocation. This means a pedestrian crossing. We say a crossing for pedestrians. Jsem pro, hlasuju pro. I am in favor or I'm voting in favor. And the same goes for a suggestion. You are saying, navrhuju jít na procházku. I suggest we go for a walk. Jsi pro? Are you in? Ano, jsem pro. And this last phrase is interesting. To si nechám pro sebe. As it is out of the context, it can be translated with two different prepositions in English. It could be, I'll keep this for myself. To si nechám pro sebe. I'll not share with anybody. Ty sluchátka si nechám pro sebe. Or when you speak about a secret, then it would be, I'll keep this to myself. But in Czech, we don't make a difference. To si nechám pro sebe. I'll keep this for myself and to myself. A very common sentence, somebody is telling you a secret and then they tell you, ale to si nech pro sebe, but keep this to yourself. And now let's have a look at common expressions containing the preposition pro. Pro mě, za mě is when you don't really care. You say, for all I care, whatever. Pro mě, za mě. We actually have pro and za. Remember, za also often takes the accusative case. To je pro mě španělská vesnice. It's all Greek to me, and in Czech, this is a Spanish village for us. To je pro mě španělská vesnice. To je pastva pro oči. When you like something, you say, it is a feast for the eyes. You could react with this sentence when you see something very beautiful, beautiful scenery, or a really beautiful dinner table, or if you're a teacher, a beautiful essay. To je prostě pastva pro oči. Dělám vše proto, aby to vyšlo. I'm doing the best I can so that it works out, for it to work out. Vše nebo všechno, this means everything, všechno proto, aby. Here we have the purpose. The purpose of me doing this is that I want this to work out. And one more slide with common expressions. Jen pro jistotu. Just in case, or you could say pro jistotu, in case. To jen tak pro jistotu. And this is just in case. Jistota means certainty. Jistota, jistotu. Remember, accusative. Jen tak pro zajímavost, just as a matter of interest. You want to add an interesting detail. Jen tak pro zajímavost. Or for the record. So, zajímavost. An interesting feature. Pro změnu, for a change. Ty si pro změnu nezapomněl. You didn't forget for a change. Or again, you can use this sarcastically when you do something again. A já jsem dneska pro změnu zabloudila. Zase. And today, for a change, I got lost. Again. You also use this when you make decisions and you have to decide for a certain option. Rozhodnout se pro možnost. To decide for a certain option. Rozhodla jsem se pro první možnost. I decided for the first option. So if you want to ask somebody what's your decision, you could ask jak ses rozhodl or jak ses rozhodla. How did you decide? Or pro co ses rozhodl? Pro co ses rozhodla? What did you decide for? Which would talk about more concrete suggestions and options. A to je pro dnešek všechno. This is all for today. Pro dnešek. Dnešek is a noun for today, the day of today. In case you're wondering, because we have dneska, that would be the adverb today, and dnešek is the day of today. Takže to je pro dnešek všechno, ale ne tak docela. Well, not entirely, because I invite you to practice with me the use of the preposition pro and za, which we discussed a couple of weeks ago. So follow me and we will have a look at a couple of sentences and a presentation. And welcome to the exercise. In this task, you are going to decide whether to use the preposition za or pro, which are both commonly translated as for in English, and they're also here followed by the accusative case. The sentences are translated to English for you. Číslo 1. To auto si koupili. They bought the car for 100,000 Czech crowns. Is it za or pro? When we speak about what was the price, then it's za. To auto si koupili za 10 000. 2. Půjdeš tam prosím? Will you go there instead of me? You're going in exchange for me. You're taking my place and that is clearly za. Půjdeš tam prosím za mě? If it was pro mě, it would be a favor. Will you do this favor and will you go there for me? Pro mě. 3. Jistě, co bych tebe neudělal. Certainly, what I wouldn't do for you. We spoke about it. And you might remember, co bych pro tebe neudělal. 4. Who is the T for? We're speaking about a receiver. Pro koho je ten čaj? 5. I'll come pick you up at 8. Přijedu pro vás. Přijedu pro vás v 8. I'm paying for my colleague. Instead of my colleague, platím za kolegu. 7. Thank you for the invitation. Remember, every time you want to say thank you for something, is děkujeme za nebo děkujeme že and clause. Děkujeme za pozvání. 8. Mám s sebou talisman. I have a talisman for good luck with me, or better said, a good luck charm. Mám s sebou talisman pro štěstí. Výborně. I hope you did well. A to je pro dnešek opravdu všechno. That's really all for today. Děkuji, že jste se dívali. Thank you for watching. Uvidíme se zase příště. Mějte se krásně. Ahoj.